Alright, what up, what up? Late ill kid at OneYoungsta holding it down, bringing that StreetGeek and NERDSoul. What is up, my people? Today all year, coming with another wonderful episode of, that's right, Doppio Dope. I'm not by myself. I'm joined right over here. You know what? I ain't gonna tell y'all no lies. This man right here is the one that was the prototype for Crocodile Hunters. This man right here, you may know him for scoring the winning goal in the last World Cup.
See,
you may know this man.
See, here you go with these damn lies again.
Clement Bryant, what's up, man?
Lies. Do not. No more lies. I had to take a drink of the water because the lies are just getting too damn salty. The lies are getting salty. But it was good.
Chilling, man. Like, it's been a minute, and we got some news. We got some good stuff going on. We're gonna review Wandavision, the first 2 episodes. We got some more Marvel stuff going on. So, you know, I figured it was about that time. You know, we missed the day, and I was like, hey man, how you been? So I know it's been crazy in the state of the nation lately. So now we get to talk about some Marvel. What do you want to get into first?
Let's do it. I mean, we should probably talk about WandaVision first, though.
Want to get into WandaVision first? All right, cool.
We can get into WandaVision first, because I know we got to talk about Chris Evans, Ethan Hawke. We got to talk about this Daredevil news that's been dropping, that's been happening.
Daredevil news? What? I must have missed that.
Yeah, we'll talk about it, because I don't know if it's true or not. We'll talk about it.
Not sure or not. So, okay.
I don't know if I believe it.
All right, cool.
Bro.
WandaVision. All right, WandaVision. I'm not mad at it. This is a show that I think would have benefited from releasing maybe like the first half of the season and then maybe the second half of the season, because to me, even though I think that the set dressing is nice and I know the references and it's cute and everything, they're taking too long to get to the point for me. And I think 2 episodes in, someone like me that usually gives a show no more than 3 episodes, I'm looking at this like, hey, it's cute. I love the set dressing, but I came here because this leads into Multiverse of Madness, and I want to get into it. We've been waiting so long. That's another thing. Just like with Wonder Woman, I think that's another thing that hurt her, is because we've been waiting so long now. I'm like, let's get into it. I don't have 2 episodes to play around. I know it's a mental thing, but let's get into it. That's how I feel. I'm like, let's go. I get it. And doing the whole thing at the end of each episode, like, Wanda, where you at? Are you okay? No, show me. Let's get into the story. Show me. I saw the trailer. Show me that. Show me that. I don't want to see cookies flying around.
You haven't seen episode 3.
Nah, because I'm not the special I'm not the special kind. The special kind, Corey Coleman from Double Toasted. I know they got the episode 3. But for regular people, aka me,
yeah,
I'm like, I'm cool with dropping this right now, and I shouldn't
be. See, I wanted to see all the episodes, but here's the thing, and this is why, like, and I don't want to bring my job into it again, but like,
I feel you.
From
experience, man. That's why it helps.
I know, but like from the conversation angle, I understand why they're like not dropping all of it at the same, because like I've worked enough season. I know I've worked on streaming enough to know like they have all the episodes done. They have them all done.
Yeah.
Like, but it's like I understand why they release it, because it's like more of like you want people to watch and tune in, and you want to make it an appointment viewing for people, rather than be like Netflix and just be dropping the whole season and then be like, cool, we had a weekend where we all got into it, but that was it. So they want to see.
I do think there's a happy medium.
And I think
like this.
And I think
I would have liked half of the season. Or like, because 2 wasn't enough. 2 got me ready to leave. Like, for real. I'm going to be honest with you. I like the
I
set
liked it.
dressing. I like the costuming. I think it's cute, but I want to get into the story. I want to get into what's going on. Like that's what I came here for. And we've been waiting all year, and all I got was some cute references to Dick Van Dyke and Bewitched. That's really all I got. With a couple of moments where I'm like, oh snap, something's going on. They're not able to remember, blah blah blah. But it's like, stop holding that carrot out. It's been a year. It's been a year. Come on, Marvel. I mean, it's been a year.
It has.
We've been waiting. If this would have dropped when it was supposed to, I might not be mad. But it's been a year.
I mean, but COVID was like that big question in the middle of it. But also, they did schedule it in a way of right after we're done with WandaVision, we get Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It's like there's like maybe a 2-week break between it by like it's like 9 episodes. So like I think the last episode is March 9th, I think. So like March 9th, and then Falcon and Winter Soldier drops 2 weeks later, and then we'll get through all that, and then before you know it, it's May and we got Black Widow coming out. And then after Black Widow, we got Loki. So it's like, I understand what you're saying, but it's also like, if they would have dropped it, a lot of people would have been like, okay, why is it taking them so long to get to Falcon and Winter Soldier? So like, which is why I'm like, I'd rather have 9 weeks of MCU than be like, oh, drop the whole season and then be like, have 1 weekend of it. You know what I mean? So it's like, for me, I'm not saying you're wrong, because I do understand that, because we've been conditioned, because we watch movies, that it's like, okay, cool, we get the whole movie, we're done in 2 hours. If it's Endgame, okay, you get 2 hours and 30 minutes done, cool, I'm done. Whereas like now, we got 9 weeks of MCU to look forward to, which is like, what's
I'm not asking for the whole season. I'm just saying,
you just want half.
Give me half, because I need to get into the story. We didn't get into the story. We didn't. We got cute references to Dick Van Dyke and Bewitched, and hints of a story. And for the show I was most hyped for, now I'm cool to sit out until Falcon.
See, but also it's like, I get you, but I'm also like, WandaVision for me was never like appointment million. Like I was never anticipating WandaVision. Like I was like, this is gonna be a cool story, and then like what they're doing, especially what they're doing with like the whole commercials. Like I read up on that, and the commercials are supposed to be Wanda's mind. So like, they've got me diving back into the archive and wanting to read House of M. I never got a chance to watch House of M. So like, I never got a chance to read it. So it's like,
I read that long ago.
And so like I was in college when House of M dropped. So I was like,
okay.
I was so busy with college that I never got a chance to read House of M. But like, so they've got me going back and being like, oh, and those commercials are supposed to be diving into her mind. So it's like, I get what I want to know what the deal is too, but I'm also like,
I see where they're going, but I'm like, we waited a long time. But on the Marvel, on the positive side,
right?
There's nothing acting wise wrong with the show. The friend, I can't remember her name. I apologize. The neighbor or whatever. I always like seeing her. She's cool. She's always
Agnes?
funny. Agnes. She's funny. I enjoyed seeing like the kind of like throwback to the 50s where they were in the bed and they were in separate beds, because back then they tried to act like married couples didn't get down, you know what I'm saying? Like, for some reason. So I thought that was funny. I liked the fact that they had the kind of like 4x3 setup. I thought that was interesting as well. And then how they changed it at the end of the episode to show someone like watching her and taking notes. So I dig that. But we also didn't get any actual story. We got hints. And I'm like, in the landscape we got now, I'm going to need more than hints. Now, that's me personally. Dude,
I get you.
When we got HBO Max, we got CBS coming with it. I used to dog out CBS. Now CBS holding it down. Y'all creeping through the fog. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to give y'all love. CBS is coming up. You got Netflix. You got Amazon Prime. We ain't got time to tiptoe around this story. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course,
See,
people like yourself and others like, oh, you got to see episode 3. Yeah, everyone should have. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, I get.
Everyone should have. So
I mean, benefits of being pressed, right? But it's like, or knowing people who are pressed, right? So it's like, cool. But like, here's my thing. You know, Marvel is like, if this were DC, I would probably be more like you because DC hasn't earned enough credit with me, at least. Like,
okay.
They haven't earned enough credit with me. So if I was DC, I would be like, if this was DC doing this kind of show, I'd be like, y'all should have dropped the whole season. But Marvel's earned enough cred for me to be like, let me see where this goes.
Okay.
Because you know it's gonna be some crazy.
Because the trailer is hot.
Shit.
Let me see the trailer. Let me see what's in the trailer, my dude.
It's like
let me see what's also, in there.
But see, the thing is like, and a lot of people feel like you, but it's like people want that story, but I think it's because we've been conditioned to have MCU films versus MCU TV shows, which is why I was like, I expected for people to kind of react like this because it's like you're seeing the MCU and the stories in a different context in a different medium, right? So, what you laughing at?
Just
but like
people in the chat, Tyler Bennett be tripping.
I need to check.
But Marquise Collins talking about the next Batman and stuff like that. So I'll give you that. But WandaVision, from what I see, there's nothing that I have an issue with structurally. It's just I want the actual story. I feel like y'all are taking too long to get to the point. As far as the actors, I'm cool with the actors. I'm cool with the throwback to the 50s 50s, I think. But you know what I'm saying? I'm cool with all those. I think that's cool. But I'm gonna need y'all to speed it up. But as far as like the moment with like the magic trick, talking about like the neighborhood watch. I also like that little like the tea party that they had or the garden party with the ladies, and you saw what is it Monica, or I guess the lady that's gonna be Monica, and so I thought that was cool too, like kind of seeing like the Mean Girls aspect of everything. I thought that was fun, but you know, brother was about to get his yawn on, and I'm like, yo, I don't want to be yawning.
I mean, but also, dude, I gotta say though, when you saw that scene where Wanda was doing the magic and her boss almost caught her, his boss wanted to call her, he started singing yakety yak. I lost my shit. Like I lost it. Like I was like, that is dope. Like on a dime, Paul Bettany goes from talking to me like yakety yak. Like what is happening? Like it was like what? It was like this shit is bonkers, and I love how like fucking weird it is, right?
And the children part too. That was an interesting. That was an interesting drop too. Fatima says, "I thought we got enough Easter eggs to keep me interested." And then Tyler Bennett goes, "Easter eggs don't get new eyeballs. I can't Easter eggs from NERDSoul."
But like I saw
Easter
that
eggs from NERDSoul.
And then if you like anything what happened at the end of episode 2, then you need to watch 3. Like that's all I'm gonna say. That is all I'm going to say.
So we'll circle back around, guys. We'll circle back around. We gonna circle the wagon. We'll come back. You know what I'm saying?
It's dope.
We gonna come through on episode 3. You know what I'm saying? Because you know they only the most coolest get access to episode 3. Word. I saw reviews coming up. I'm like, cool, word. They dropped 3 episodes at a time. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, Marvel, y'all doing what y'all supposed to be doing. That's how I be saying. Then I go on. I'm like, 1, 2.
I mean, you can't all be pressed.
Is there a 3? Hawke? Hawke, is there a 3? Apparently, my Disney Plus ain't set up the way theirs is.
Let me ask you a question. If they would have released 2 a week, how would you have felt?
I'd be a lot better 2 a week. I like 2 a week because it's
like
binge-ish. You know, it's binge-ish.
Yeah,
it's not like it's not too crazy. It's not the full season at once, but you know what I'm saying. You get a little more of a morsel. Because I ain't gonna front. now that Warrior is on HBO Max and I've watched the whole 2 seasons, yo, brother, like he out in these streets for that season 3. I'm like, where that season 3 of Warrior at?
But you do bring up a good point because it's like we have so much TV that's like dropping. It's like Equalizer's dropping in a couple weeks. Clarice is dropping in a couple weeks, and that's going to be on TV. Why?
I hope. You know how they do. You know how they do with shows with black leads. I hope they don't try to bury that joint. What I mean by bury is like the show exists, but you see like no marketing. You don't see like the marketing is basically us talking about it, and like you don't see no Facebook ads, you don't see no Twitter ads, you don't see no Google ads, you don't see no YouTube, nothing. You don't see no kind of ads for it. And just be like, where is it at? Does the show exist? So we'll see. We'll see how.
I mean, but that's like a lot. That's a lot of TV though right now. It's like I forget what show it was, but like I heard about the show last year, and now they're just starting to market it now. It drops like second week of February. I was like, wait, where was it? So it's like that's where a lot of TV is, and even like WandaVision, something like WandaVision, like they really didn't start pushing that until this month. They were like, we knew it was dropping this month, but they really didn't start pushing it until like, early this month. So it's like, we'll see. But like, I think the release strategy is like, it is what it is for a reason as far as like WandaVision is going to be. Right. That said, because I think if Mandalorian didn't hit as hard as it did week to week from season 1 to season 2, they wouldn't have stuck with that release strategy. That's why I'm like, they're like, okay, cool. So we're doing something right, because Disney doesn't waste. It's like, if something's not working, they're going to change it.
You're also talking about an hour show as opposed to like essentially like a 30-minute show.
True.
So in Armand, the New Age in the chat says, talking with Tyler Bennett, talking about Blade is 2022, and also said, yeah, they got to figure out their release strategy. Like if you're a 30-minute show, like 2 episodes a week would be cool. You know what I mean? I need a little more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or I could just run back to Amazon Prime and watch reruns of Cosby Show. You know what I'm saying? I can do that. You know what I'm saying? Or run back to Hulu and watch reruns of Bernie Mac Show. I can do that. You know what I'm saying? I can do that as well.
See, and I think a lot of the things like I think what you're saying is you want the mystery. I want to know what this mystery is, because like they have so many directions. They could get Mephisto, they could get Agatha Harkness, which I think is Agnes, but that's what the vibe is. I hear talk of Quicksilver coming back, because if they're going to do this whole multiverse thing, that could happen. So like you got Sword, Monica Rambeau, you even got damn Darcy Lewis back. So it's kind of like I'm like wanting to see how these joints are playing on, and I think they're giving us just enough to be like, okay, cool, it's not a waste. Because I'll be upfront, when they got to that dinner scene and then they were just standing at the table while dude was choking, I was like, they couldn't do nothing about it.
And I enjoy those moments, because that lets you know that there's something like slightly off here.
Right.
We don't know exactly what it is, but I also am like, I'd like to give us, or you know what? We didn't get any answers in these 2 episodes at all. If we would have got like one answer, I might have felt like, satisfied to a certain degree, but we didn't get any answers at all. All we got was like great references to like Dick Van Dyke, Bewitched, and a whole lot of questions, not one answer. Like if they would have gave us like an answer on one thing, I'd be like, oh, okay, I see you're giving the mystery a little bit. But to open up a premiere with nothing but questions, plus no action scenes in a Marvel show, I'm like, look, we ain't got no action scenes. We ain't answering no questions.
I think the way
look,
you're right.
Where Falcon at?
You're right.
Where Falcon is Falcon when they coming? Because I'm about to dip and go to HBO Max. I can finish season 3 of Young Justice for the second time. I can do something else. What y'all doing? Like where y'all at? Where you at?
But they're also doing what Lost did back in the day, right? And what JJ does. Think about it.
Not Lost.
I know, but like this is exactly what I thought about when I watched these episodes. I was like, they're pulling a J.J. Abrams. This is all that J.J. does. Star Wars, Star Trek, Super 8, like this is all that J.J. Abrams does. So they're taking a page out of his book and then applying it to WandaVision.
His book ain't always the best. Not saying
and
that
I agree with that,
JJ, but
like yeah, well, like that's
Lost,
like this is essentially what Lost season 1 and season 2 were, and then you got to season 3 and you were like, what's going on? It's like this is exactly what they did, and even like something like Alias, that was also another JJ show, was like, cool. We're not gonna say anything about who Sydney's mom is for fucking 3 seasons and just be like, and just go off on it, right? So it's like, excuse my French, but like that's what they doing, right? But Ramon says
Alias had some jams though. They had some dope.
I mean, they did.
They had some jams.
They did have some jams, but it's like that's why it's like I think they're like trying to see. I think for their first Marvel, they're trying to see like how much the audience can stick with them, because like something when you get to Loki, they can't mess up with Loki. I think WandaVision is like WandaVision everyone loves. Loki looks straight. Like
Loki was the one that I was like, this show is going to be whack. Then I saw the trailer. I was like, hold up. I could be wrong.
Right.
I was like, you want to watch Loki? About to get on my nerves. Then I was like, hold up. All right, let me see what happened.
Tough. Loki looks tough, dude. Like I'm
you got Owen Wilson in there.
I was like Owen Wilson, and the whole thing of Loki, and we can move on. But like the whole thing of Loki is, I heard that, or the rumor is that Jonathan Majors Kang the Conqueror is supposed to make a cameo, and that would make sense considering they're dealing with the time variation authority, or whatever they are. So it's like
and all that.
Like I'm like looking for like Loki. Loki is like my number one this year to be looking out for too. Like Falcon and Winter Soldier, I'm like, cool, we know what we're gonna get with Falcon and Winter Soldier, but Loki looks like it's going to be off the chain. And like the fact that they got their showrunner Michael Waldron is like, they bought him back for Kevin Feige's Star Wars movie. So I'm like looking forward to Loki, and Loki's gonna look like that jam. But like Falcon and Winter Soldier is a thing where I'm like, okay, they can go a lot farther here, especially that the fact that they're talking about Captain America being black now.
Yeah, but it looked like Disney couldn't let him be black too long, because it was like Steve Rogers coming back, y'all. Steve Rogers is gonna be back.
We're gonna talk about that. I think that's a good segue. Like, yo, I saw that joint come like I follow Justin Kroll, who
y'all couldn't let him be black for 2 seconds.
I mean, I don't know. It's like here's the thing: is it Old Man Cap or is it Nomad? That's the question.
Yeah. Good point. Because you do have the opportunity to do a much older version. I like that idea better than kind of like regular Cap.
Like, is it like regular Cap in the past, exploring more of that, or is it like Nomad, where Steve decides he decides to go back in time. He's like, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be old man. So boom, there you go. And then you have Nomad. Or is it like Old Man Cap, where he's still moving around, or is he like in a mentor role?
All right.
Like,
cool.
But the thing to me is the biggest question marks. Evan was like, and I don't know if he was like trolling or debunking the news, but he came out, it was like news to me with like the join emoji, and I was like, all right, so what's up? But
I'm guessing he's probably trying to keep a secret, or maybe we'll see. But I am hyped to see where Falcon and Winter Soldier go, because of opening up them new worlds. You know what I'm saying? And regardless of whether Cap comes back or not, or it comes back in their show or around them or not, then that's cool. Big shout out to Armand, the New Age says, I appreciate the setup on WandaVision because I know where they're going. You know where they're going? You don't know where they're going. You know where they're going? Tell me.
I
No,
think
you
we
don't.
all know where we're going. We it's like,
I have a broad idea of where they could go, but the MCU is set up much differently than comics. So how they adapt it is going to be very interesting because you can't just do a straight adaptation from something like Avengers Disassembled or House of M. You can't.
No, you can't.
Not with the way the MCU is set up. So,
no.
you know, we'll see.
But that's
how
also,
goes.
but that's also my question.
What is it?
Go ahead.
What is it? After the whole House of M, the what was the storyline? They had that special when they started the 198 when it was 198 mutants and stuff. I can't remember whatever that was. But yeah, we'll see. Shouts to Fatima says WandaVision will tie into Strange and Spider-Man. Once episode 3 hits, the series will take off. Good. Hey, look, they better.
She right.
Tyler Bennett said, make the Punisher black if you want my attention. Bruh, you know what? You ain't said nothing but a word. Make the Punisher black and let Spike Lee write it. Especially now.
Well, there's more credence to that. But that's all I'm gonna say for that.
Yeah.
but bro, like that's what I'm saying. It's like you made a good point because it's like, and this is my biggest question: when you get to something like Secret Invasion, how are they going to adapt Secret Invasion? Because Secret Invasion was like across the board had ripple effects that we kind of still feel today for certain parts. So it's like, how are they adapting, Secret Invasion for this TV show? But also, how is like WandaVision? Because is it like Mephisto doing his thing? Is it after Agatha Harkness? Or if it is House of M, is it more like centralized where it's just about Wanda's mind state than anything else? So like, I need to see that. But like, Spike with a Black Punisher.
Yeah, because even Secret Invasion is a lot different now because of the way they set up the Skrulls. So that would have to be a lot different than the way that. And Secret Invasion is the last great crossover that Marvel had. Yeah, I said it. Trust me.
I agree with you.
Their last great crossover was.
Avengers vs. X-Men was like.
You ain't really missed nothing. I'll say this: you missed a great uniform design for Cyclops, but that's about it.
I remember that.
You ain't missed nothing. Like if you ain't read it, you fine. But the Phoenix Force Cyclops was kind of cold. I'm gonna give him that.
Let's be tough. And this is the so we'll see where it goes. But like you brought up the Chris Evans news. The other part of this that relates to is like in the Daredevil news I mentioned that Charlie Cox, I guess, reprising the role in Spider-Man 3 as Daredevil. Like, if that happens,
is that approved? Is that official?
See, and here's the thing: I woke up to this news where I woke up and I saw the joint in my Facebook feed, and I was like, Charlie Cox has completed filming on Spider-Man 3, and I was like, wait, was that ever confirmed that was going to happen?
Yeah,
so like, if that happens, I was okay, then that means Jessica's coming, that means Luke coming, and that means Frank is coming. So, like...
Yeah, or can come at least.
Or, it can, but, like, Iron Fist, who knows? But, like, it's like...
Well, the funny thing
they're going to straight up recast
Iron Fist kind of started being cool in his second season, but, like, by then it was too late. Iron Fist should have been... Like, I always thought that it would have been cool to flip it and just have Iron Fist be Asian in this iteration. Somebody on Twitter floated it. Somebody on Twitter I saw, and you might have sent it to me. They floated this idea where Iron Fist was Asian and they flipped like the father roles and the story roll around. And I was like, oh yeah, that'd be dope. That'd be a nice flip on that. And then it wouldn't have this kind of like white exceptionalism tone to it. It'd be kind of cool. And then it was like, nah, bruh. We gonna give you what we gonna give you.
I was like, it's like, I think if they would have gone that route, I think that would have been cool. But you would have had a lot of people in the comment period being like, "This is not Danny Rand." The Danny Rand I know is this guy over here. But like I always thought, even before we got into Iron Fist, that Finn was not the right guy. I think it's like Matt Barr. I've been saying from the beginning, Matt Barr from Hatfields and McCoys. He was also on Hellcats back in the day for CW.
Wow, not Hellcats.
I'm going back, dude. Matt Barr would have been a good Danny Rand. I am staying on that, and I'm okay. I'm gonna go as far as say I'm gonna die on that hill because he would have been a dope Danny Rand. Like if you take if you look at how they approach Danny Rand and like Earth's Mightiest Heroes, right? And you take that and make it live action, Matt Barr is like the perfect Danny Rand. He's got the height, he's got the build. I think he's chill enough to kind of have the whole Zen vibe that Iron Fist has. So if they wanted to go and like be like Matt Barr, that would have been the guy. But like Daredevil in Spider-Man 3, if this is happening.
Yeah, because Armand the New Age said it's confirmed he was spotted on set. So I'm down.
I'm down.
Charlie Cox.
Like
I like that series. I'm down. Then that means we can get the Punisher. And the Punisher series, that's another one I'm about to watch again. That Punisher series, man, that was some realness. That's some realness. So yeah, I'm down with Charlie Cox. He kind of embodied that, that character. So I'm down with him. Jessica Jones is dope too. It's just like I said, that I don't watch that show if you're depressed. Like if you already depressed, don't you touch that show. Don't you touch that show.
No.
You need to watch Jessica Jones if you're already in a great mental place. You ain't got no problems. that thing will take you down.
Dude, Jessica was tough. Like even in season 2, I know a lot of people were like, man, on season 2, but even like season 2 was like,
nah, I thought season 2 was dope.
I liked it.
It was sad, but it was dope.
It was sad, but and I didn't even watch season 3 because I was upset about how they just canned everything. Like I had a personal connection to it, but like, I saw what happened with Hellcat, and I was like, oh, that's what they did to her. Damn, like that's how they go out. Like she goes to the rack. I'm like,
you're done, son.
Like, yeah, bro.
You're done.
And Ramon said like he heard Luke Cage and Iron Fist might be recast, and I'm like, they probably would because Mike is doing evil now. Mike Coulter's on evil. Like
you're right.
And they're gonna have
Evil is a very good show.
Mm-hmm.
Like Evil,
so like
it's one of those shows that I literally watched it because it had Mike Coulter in it, and I was like, oh no, hold up, this show is good though. I was like, oh, hold up. This show is good. Because at first I was like, support the brother. Then I watched it, I was like, hold up, this show is good.
Say about Luke Cage, bro. What you trying to say about Luke?
No, Luke Cage is dope too.
I'm about to be like,
I'm one of the only people that aren't going back pretending like they didn't like Luke Cage. And yes, I'm calling y'all out. There'll be people all over the internet pretending like they didn't like Luke Cage when it came out. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
now all of a sudden it was like Luke Cage was whack. It was whack. I never liked it. Be like, oh, shut up. Everybody was on board. You had the 70s swag, the dope music, cool fight scenes. Now all of a sudden you too high-minded for Luke Cage. Nah, bruh. I was down then, still down now. Luke Cage was dope. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you, when it comes to villains that don't shut their mouth, that Luke Cage season 2.
Dude, Bushmaster, dude. I'm like everyone that missed Luke Cage season 2 was like, needs a checkbook back. Bushmaster was like cold. He was just cold. He was just like I don't even want to do the Jamaican accent because I know I can't pull it off, but like this man came in and was just like, Harlem is not your yard, it's mine. I was just like, came in and just straight up
captain now.
Bodied him. Right? It was like he just straight up bodied him.
Yo,
and I was like,
him in the middle of the street, and people turned on him quick.
Like quick. Like Bushmaster was just like
people was burning their jerseys in the streets.
Like just dropped him. Like Bushmaster just dropped him, and like The one thing I wanted to see was like where they went with Tilda Johnson, dude. Tilda was interesting.
Oh, like, we got Eon 001 in the house. What up? Said everything was good about Luke Cage except Cage himself. Now let me ask you this, Eon 001. Did you have that same energy when it was out? Because there's a whole bunch of people that we went and dug up them old tweets and Facebook posts and Instagram. You was all good with them. Like all I'm saying is, don't be turning the tide now. Now, if you didn't like him back then, fine. But if you liked him back then and now you like, nah, man, Luke Cage, you know what I'm saying? Mike Coulter was whack. You know what I'm saying?
But like speaking from I can't say from, but I can say from experience. A lot of people turned on Luke Cage in season 2 after the dab happened. After the dab happened in season 2, a lot of people turned. A lot of damn people turned. And especially like, you know, Eon dropped it in the chat was like a lot of Jamaican people did not like Bushmaster. They did not like the approach to the Bushmaster and the accent. So like, I think that's why a lot of people turned on Luke Cage, but also Mike played Luke Cage as he is in the comics. He's supposed to be corny, right? He's supposed to be the whole sweet Christmas vibe. Like, but the thing that they did that was interesting at the end of that, they made him a quote unquote crime boss, which was like, oh, that's interesting. I want to see where that will go.
Yeah, because that's more in sort of like Old Man Logan.
Yeah.
That's more in, so that's interesting, you know, seeing how, you know, I would have liked to see how they played out, like him trying to control crime instead of particularly stop it. Because it's like, look, you know what I'm saying? People always gonna get high. People always gonna sell drugs. They're always gonna sell their bodies. People always gonna be out there, you know what I'm saying, doing that work, you know what I'm saying, with the blicky, you know what I'm saying, click clack. So if you can control it, don't let it spill out onto the streets like it was getting crazy out there. Don't let regular, everyday, blue-collar working people get caught up into it. Then maybe we can do something. Like similar to On the Wire when old boy, was it Major Colvin? When he was like, look, if y'all can do drugs over here and y'all promise not to kill each other, I'll let y'all do drugs over here. I'll let y'all sell, but it can't be no killing. And like they said, crime rate dropped. Everything was all good until they found out like he built a red light district in the city.
I mean, and it's the thing, but it's like
you got to go down for this,
bro. You ain't lying. But like, here's the thing: if they recast Luke Cage, I think there is only 1 to 3 actors that can play him, and one of those actors needs to be Henry Simmons. Like, no lie. Luke Cage or Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Mac.
I'm not mad at that.
Like,
but see, he's already. Well, you know what? Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. don't even count no more. It's not even.
It's done. It's done. And they removed it. They removed it. They removed it from like canon. Like, so it's like, and look, they brought Mahershala back for Blade. They got Mahershala for Blade. So it's like, obviously Feige doesn't care if they're tied to the MCU, if they're good enough, right? So like, if you bought Henry Simmons as Luke Cage, like, I was like, everyone said from the get-go when they introduced Mac and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., that was like, why isn't this dude Luke Cage? Like Walking Dead brother.
Eon 001 said, what about the Walking Dead brother? I don't know. I stopped watching Walking Dead long ago, so I don't know.
I did too. I was
Are you talking about Cuddy from The Wire? Are you talking about him? Or are you talking about like someone else?
I need to know. I need to know.
So,
but like,
outside of that, we got. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, I was gonna say. Marquis said Bushmaster episodes had some dark moments. Yeah, they did. Like I'm like, Luke Cage season 2 was straight, at least in my book. Like, I dug season 2.
Yo, and Black Mariah would not shut up. You'd be like, all right, cool. You know what? I didn't want to, but I saved you. And she go back to it. Look, I ain't gonna front, man. I know y'all gonna be like, yo, Michael, you wrong. I might have had to like give her some act right real quick. Cause it's like, she wouldn't stop. Like she always had to have the last word. And it's like, I don't want to save you anyway. I just saved you. You acting up. every time I turn around, here come your mouth. I just ain't trying to hear it. You know what I'm saying?
You talking about Mariah Dillard?
Yeah.
Bro, wait, I'm gonna do it. You know everybody just has gonna do it. Mariah Stokes.
Oh yeah.
Bushmaster was like Stokes, Mariah Stokes.
Yo, she did not want that Stokes
obsessed.
boy.
He was like, you mean Mariah Dillard? It was like Stokes. Like I was like, Bushmaster was like hilarious, dude. I love Bushmaster because he was just so crazy.
It was cool to see how you go down, you steal somebody's formula and stuff, and then come back, try to live your brand new life. You ain't never did nobody wrong. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
You went down to the Caribbean, killed some folk, came back. You trying to act like you a legitimate business person. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Man, look.
like, dude, that dude was like so pressed on her last name. It's just like how I'm watching those episodes. But like, we talking about all this, and I think one of the things that we got to think about looking forward to the future is Ethan Hawke just got cast as the villain of Moon Knight.
Yeah. So you got Oscar Isaac. You got
Oscar Isaac.
And you got a character that I've never really been interested in at all.
Wait, you didn't like Moon Knight?
I've never been interested in Moon Knight. So,
interesting.
Marvel, this is your opportunity. You know what I'm saying? You know, and a new adaptation, you can change my perspective. I've always thought he was essentially sort of a nothing character. Like you were just like, oh, let's make a Batman. And let's kind of like switch him up a little bit, but let's make a Batman essentially. But you know what? Change my mind. You know, bring me around on some Moon Knight. You know what I'm saying? Update me, Marvel.
I'm looking
interesting. They brought up Fatima said, "Dang, NERDSoul, you slapping Alfred Woodard around." Look, man, I'm just saying. I keep saving you. You ain't learning nothing. Maybe I'll just like hold her arm real tight. You know what I'm saying? Like not like just squeeze it real tight, and she can see the seriousness in my eyes. You know? But Tyler Bennett said nerds don't like Michael Jai White. I wouldn't be mad at Michael Jai White. Michael Jai White is an actor who I think should have had his come up, but for some reason,
I agree with that.
It just hasn't happened. I remember him way back from that HBO Mike Tyson movie. Like that's the first time I ever saw him in something, and I remember being little watching that joint. So like, I'd be down for it. I don't know why nerds don't. I don't know why you said nerds don't like him. Maybe he did something.
Let's forget he was Spawn. Michael J. White was Spawn.
Yeah.
But the only thing that why he wouldn't get cast nowadays is not because he's not capable, but because Hollywood likes the Hollywood, and because they're planning franchises out, they want someone who's young that can grow into the character and they can be around for 3 to 4 movies. And now that you have shared universes, that they can be like, cool, you know who would be dope here? Oh, so-and-so character would be dope for a cameo here. Same way that Marvel dropped in Loki, or like Captain America and Thor Dark World, just being like, cool, let's do this. So, like, I think that's why he wouldn't get cast. But that said, if there was like a really dope, like older black comic book character, would have been dope.
Marvel?
Like Blue Marvel is a good one. Like I even thought like he would have been a good Goliath before Lawrence Fishburne came out. Was like took that joint. So like, I think. Oh wait, Fatima, here we go. Shouldn't have killed off. Okay, I know why they killed him off. They only had him for 7 episodes.
Oh,
that's why he decided. Even Chael went on his Twitter account was like, "You guys are still mad at me for killing off Cornell." Back in the day, he was like, was it last year or the year before? He was like, we only had him for 7 episodes, and that's why he decided to sign on. We only had him for 7 eps, so they had to kill him.
Because if you didn't kill him, people would be like, "Yo, where he at? Why don't he just come back?"
Right.
Or maybe I guess they could lock him up. Maybe he do a bid. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
But like, and like at the same time, if he didn't kill him off, I don't think we would have got him his blade.
Yeah. So
because Mahershala had to come up.
Go ahead. Yeah, he did have that come up like right around that time too. So you got Ethan Hawke You got Oscar Isaac. Both actors I think are solid in a property that I'm like not even really. But you never know. Marvel could change my mind. Marvel could make me a Moon Knight fan. Because as of now, I'm not a Moon Knight fan. Oh man.
Like,
See.
I'm the only reason why I'm looking forward to Moon Knight is Jeremy Slater. Jeremy Slater's a head writer on Moon Knight, and he did the pilot for Umbrella Academy. So I'm like, I think there might be something there with it.
Okay.
And also, I think we get Miss Marvel this year too. So I'm like, it's gonna like we got a
and I
ton
wonder
of
how
stuff.
I wonder how they play that. I'm gonna be interested to see how they play that.
Yo, as someone who never read the Miss Marvel comics, and I spent my Christmas break like just bodying everything of Kamala Khan like related in the comics. Like, I think they're going about it the right way. And Lamy said like Mahershala is 46 and Michael J. White is 53, and like yeah, age is negotiable, but like I agree, like he's capable, but it's more of franchising in Hollywood, they always think young, which is why they went super young with Tom Holland and Spider-Man, because they want him to build over the movies. And now that they're at Spider-Man 3, they're going to have him build in, so we're going to see it more. So like that's my only thing. But like I'm not saying that Michael isn't capable, but like yeah, man, we got so much Marvel for looking forward this year.
We got,
and then
who else? I know I saw them talk about Michael B. Jordan in Black Panther 2 lately, which I think is still in Rumorville, but we'll see. I think it's still in Rumorville, like, so I'm not. You know, I wouldn't say hold your breath on it. I see a way they can make that story happen. I see a way they can make that story happen.
We never really did talk about that though.
Yeah, because all right, say they bring back Michael B. Jordan. All right, so what you could say is that even though Michael B. Jordan wanted to, because remember he was like, yo, I can help you or whatever. It's like, nah, just let me die. What he could do is against his best wishes, save him anyway. Say he goes into, he got stabbed, so maybe he like loses blood, goes into a coma. He saves him anyway, and then puts him into like a Wakandan, I don't know, minimum security jail so he can still see his aunt and his sister due to the guilt that he feels over his father killing his dad and not bringing him to Wakanda. So, his way to sort of kind of like make it right. And then during that time while Killmonger's in jail, T'Challa gets killed by some Atlanteans. Boom, I'm going to take on the mantle to go in and be the man that I should have been the first time, and I'll represent for Wakanda or something, do it the right way. I don't know. You can do something like that. I don't know if they will.
Or there's two ways. Either now that by the time that they get to Black Panther 2, that the multiverse will be established, right? That they pick up at Eric Stevens, aka Killmonger, from an alternate universe, and then bring him in and be like, oh, we need you to be our Black Panther now. Or it's Shuri. Yeah. Like, I think here's the thing.
The only thing is they haven't really built up Shuri the way the other Shuri is built up. So it would be, but depending on the time jump that they say is between seasons, that could be a non-issue. You could say, all right, it's been, I don't know, it's already been 5 years because we've had the whole thing with the snap. So during this 5 years, and whatever extra time until Black Panther 2, she's been training and meeting with the elders and learning about governing and the people and the ins and outs of how to run the country, and she got her kung fu skills up or whatever, and all like working with the different weapons and everything, and then she cool. And then when she come back, she just mad sweet, and that's it.
I mean, we see it, and the thing is, I think the reason why they haven't said it's going to be Shuri yet, because they know the reaction is going to be very divisive. They know it because we never talked about the fact of that they're not recasting T'Challa. We never talked about that.
Oh yeah, you're right. Which I think is a good idea. I agree.
I think
let it go. let it go. Unless you want to say that this is a multiverse issue and this is T'Challa from,
Universe,
Earth, whatever, what I'm saying, or universe, whatever, then I guess you could slide with it, but it's probably best you leave that alone. You know what I'm saying? Because
I mean,
he's kind of been accepted as our king, so just go ahead and leave that one alone.
Right, and I agree with it, and it's like, and I like the fact that like Kevin Feige himself came out and was like, we're not recasting. Like definitively was like, we are not recasting T'Challa.
Yeah.
That said, I think Black Panther 2 is a big question mark, but I do trust Ryan Coogler because I think Ryan Coogler always is a capable storyteller, but going off the fact that he's going to be filling the script off, Chadwick dying, I think he's going to put his all into it based on the fact that, not that I'm looking for it from like a marketing or a advantageous standpoint of using Chadwick's death, but it's more of, I think he's going to be driven to make sure that he does justice to the story, not only for himself, but also for in the memory of Chadwick. Like, I think like just right now, Black Panther 2 is a big question mark on where they're going to take it, even though that Feige says that we're leaning into the characters. But like, I think, especially for us in the Black community, we're going to be there day one. Like Eon just said, we're going to be there day one because we need to support this movie. And that's what Chadwick will want.
And shouts to
we'll
David
see.
Johnson. David Johnson said, or they could put Killmonger in a hibernation chamber like they did with Winter Soldier. Yeah, something like that. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to be killed, but then his cousin was like, you know what, look, you know what I'm saying? The way they did you was wrong. You deserve a second chance like anyone else, and puts him in the chamber, and that's how we get here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And Tyler Bennett said, I'll take Black Spider-Man before Black Panther 2. Why can't we have both? Why can't we have that Into the Spider-Verse 2 and BP 2? You know what I'm saying?
So, what if they introduce Miles at the end of Spider-Man 3?
Yo, I wouldn't be mad at
that. Because
look, to this day, if they cast, because I put on my channel, if they cast Miles Brown as Miles Morales, I would have been a prophet on this, all right? I was out there early, all right? I caught slack, but I was out there early. I want y'all to remember, I was on this channel. I was out there early. Miles Brown, Miles for Miles. People hated on me, and I was, if they come out and he's cast as Miles Morales, I was right. That's all I'm gonna say. I was right.
Wait, is he Afro Latino? Because I know that's one of the things. That's going to be the thing. But like, we'll see where it goes, because I think, look, I want to see what Spider-Man 3 is going to be, because that movie is, because the fact that they brought John Watts back to do Fantastic Four already speaks to volumes of him doing what he's doing on Spider-Man 3. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he's going to bring to Spider-Man 3 and what that storyline is going to be like. And that's supposed to be dropping in December. So, I think it's like, for me, it's like Loki, Falcon, Spider-Man, and Ms. Marvel. Those are the 4 joints I'm looking forward to. Because WandaVision's already out and that's moving, but like, I want to see where they're going with this joint. And then when we get an Ant-Man, bruh, I'm looking forward to my man King the Conqueror coming through and just shutting the joint down. I am looking forward to it so much.
And man, look, Marvel got enough on their plate to do some dope stuff. Plus, we spoke about Blade for a second. You still got that. Hopefully we'll get Voodoo, not Brother Voodoo, just Voodoo. So hopefully we'll get that. You know what I'm saying? Tyler Bennett says, Sony got a card coming out. I got a feeling they about to give Disney their stuff back finally. Oh, boy.
Fatima was like, white dudes.
Oh, yeah? Oh, where?
She's like, white dudes come back life all the time. Why can't we bring back Killmonger? I'm not saying, like, I'm down for bringing back Killmonger. I think the question is, does Michael B. Jordan want to come back? Does he want to be coming back as Killmonger? That's the question.
I hope so.
Because it's like, because they made a point of killing him off in the first movie. It wasn't like with Tom Hiddleston, they kept Tom Hiddleston around for a long damn time because they knew he wanted to come back. And to the point, he's still like what? Thor
But
dropped in
remember,
2011.
we
10
never
years later, you're
saw
still doing it.
him die. Since
We
this is
never
TV,
did.
until you see a coffin go in the ground,
Oh,
they ain't dead yet.
Ramon went in the chat. It was like Ray Fisher for Luke Cage. Oh, never mind. He won't say "Sweet Christmas."
Yo, shouts
we gotta talk
to
about
Ray
that for a
Fisher. I'm
minute.
gonna say this on the channel. Ray Fisher.
Yeah,
I
we
know
gotta
you
say
watch
something.
the show. You watch the show. What up? What up? Yo, man, look. I know it ain't easy doing what you did. I salute you. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't there, so I don't know the ins and outs of everything. But just the facts of what you doing, I know it ain't easy. So, you know what I'm saying? Props to you. Here's
what I
going
wanted
up
to
against
do.
a behemoth like AT&T/WB, that ain't easy. You know what I'm saying? So props to you for uncovering what went on with you, how you were treated, all that stuff, because I don't think people are even looking at the magnitude of how dangerous it is career-wise to go after Warner Brothers head, Walter Hamada, who, you know, is essentially, for all intents and purposes, way more powerful than you are. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, props to you for that.
See, now here's the thing. Before all this joint happened, I was hoping that Ray Fisher would like get like a second wind in MCU. What do you feel like a race bent Hyperion? Ray Fisher being Hyperion.
Ooh.
Sit back and think about it.
I'm not against that.
Like,
there's a couple of roles he could fill, because he could be Hyperion. He could do. There's a couple of roles open for him. We could do Hyperion. We could do a younger Blue Marvel, but that would be kind of weird with the whole time space thing. We could do Brother Voodoo, or excuse me, just Voodoo. And then we could race bend someone else as well. But there's enough black characters, especially if we start to get into, you know, getting these mutants up in here. We could do some stuff.
Bishop.
So
make him Bishop.
We can do a Bishop. I wouldn't. And honestly, due to the fact that the dude was in the movie for 2 seconds, I'm not mad at the brother that they cast for Bishop in Days of Future Past. He was only on the screen for 2 seconds.
Man, they did Bishop
great.
wrong. He looked great, but they did Bishop wrong.
Yo, they did Bishop mad wrong in that.
Yo, they did him wrong. They did him wrong. I'm still mad about it.
On one hand, it was cool to see how scary and just unstoppable the Sentinels were. But then, dude was on screen for 2 seconds. I'm like, yo, this is my man Bishop. We finally got Bishop. And it was like, hello,
here's
goodbye.
The thing. Like, okay, here's the thing. Even Ray in as Cyborg, as Justice League, was one of the few things that I liked about Justice League. Yeah. Because when he came on screen, the dude had screen presence for days. And I was like, who is this dude? Why do I not know him? Why do I need to watch everything that he's already been in? Like, and Ray was like, dope.
Shouts to my boy, the homie Marcus Fisher. I mean, not Marcus Fisher. Marcus, man, is killing me now. I'm about to throw this up in the chat. Marcus Williams, sorry. He dropped a version of Forge today that could have been dope, and y'all need to peep that out. Hold on, let me get that link to the tweet. That's right. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, Eon's not holding back.
Yo, he ain't holding back. But
he said, "What did Fox do right with the X-Men?" I think the one thing that they did right with the X-Men was First Class. First Class was the thing that they did right.
Fox did certain scenes right. I don't know if I could give them a whole movie, but
First Class was like the movie.
There's certain scenes or certain parts of movies where, like, seeing Magneto hunt down all of the Nazis that he knew, that was dope. Seeing Magneto on his own with his family out in the woods at the beginning of Apocalypse, that was cool. But the rest of the movie, or seeing the Sentinels versus the X-Men in Days of Future Past, that was cool. But you know, they were always able to get like one scene per movie good. Like they were always able to get
the one thing. Like the one thing about First Class that they did get wrong was Emma Frost. They got Emma Frost wrong. I will say the one thing with First Class is like they got Emma Frost wrong. They got Kevin Bacon's character. They got Sebastian right. They got a lot of it right, but January Jones was like the one. But like as far as like a movie, I think they got First Class. If they would have stayed on the vibe of said Matthew Vaughn continue with the vibe of it, I think it would have been better. And Logan. Right. Logan was like something that they did right?
Yeah, Logan. All right, sorry.
Logan was right.
That was Fox, so I'll give him Logan. Logan's also depressing though. You're watching a man at the end of his life, all of his friends are dead. And not dead like by natural causes. No, they were all taken from him violently. Everyone he's around gets killed. Remember the family? They go over to their house, they spend the night, one night. Don't they spend
one night is already dead.
One night and the whole family end up dead.
Man, I had tears at the end of Logan, dude. Like you had her crying just effusively and just being like, dude, I was like broke. I was a damn bloody mess by the time I was done with that movie. And I saw that joint opening night at the Chinese theater. So I was like, I was destroyed.
You was shining on that Chinese theater, boy.
I was like, oh, I made a mistake coming here. Like Logan was straight, and like anybody that tries to come from Fox and Logan, nope, not in my book. Deadpool, okay, yeah, they did Deadpool right.
Oh yeah, once again, Armand says that Nightcrawler opening scene in X2. Yeah, once again, one scene.
Right?
One scene. So Fox was always able to get like a scene, maybe two in a movie where you were like, oh snap, this is cool, and then the rest of the movie you're like, oh well.
But let's call it what it is. Let's probably who was probably responsible for those scenes. Feige.
Yeah.
In the early movies, Feige. Like
because the rest was what Brett Ratner.
It was like Bryan Singer, Brett Ratner, Matthew Vaughn, and yeah, that was it pretty much. Oh, and then like the side movies you had James Mangold that did Logan, so it was like, and then you had Tim Miller do Deadpool, and then you had David Leitch to do Deadpool too, so it was like a lot of that. But like the reason why I'm looking forward to the X-Men in the MCU, because I think Feige has control over the X-Men now.
Yeah.
Which
everyone is not. Mindset.
Bro, like I'm sorry, but like the one thing I liked the vibe I've heard was taking Denzel. I think they had like it was like Denzel, I forget who else, but being Magneto and Charles, and then race bending it. I was like, yes, that would be dope. Because we all know that the X-Men are an allegory for like civil rights. So like I am done.
Shouts to the chat. First name, last name says, I would love to see Nakia as Black Panther, kill off T'Challa in the movie and have her take the throne. That ain't never gonna happen. But then Tyler Bennett said Nakia gonna marry that CIA officer. Yo, Tyler,
I can actually see that happening. I can actually see that. I can see that happening.
Yo, man.
Look. I mean, dude.
Look,
okay,
I'm just saying.
Like the CIA officer, I don't want it to happen. I don't want it to happen. But like the CIA officer, like he came in, he was like, "Yo, I love Wakanda now." After they say this, damn, like,
sure
he was like,
do.
Like,
you saw the Dora Milaje walking all around. You saw the women. You saw all that melanin. I'm sure you do like Wakanda, but you need to go back home. Take your butt back home. We good. Don't come up in here. No, ain't gonna be no John B's up in here. All right, take your butt back to your house. Boundaries, my brother. Boundaries. Just because you flew a little ship, don't mean that you get to come up in here and sample and partake of the goodness. You get your butt back to America and get your Americans.
I mean, he did help save Wakanda though. He helped save Wakanda.
Now you get to marry nobody.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that he saved it. But all right, so this is a fun shot. Let's keep this going because
had a kufi.
I saw that. So now we got Fantastic Four, Dr. Doom.
Man, Doom.
2 actors can only do it. Giancarlo Esposito or Matthew Reeves. Matthew Reeves, if they keep him white, Matthew Reeves as Doctor Doom is the way to go. That's just straight up.
And I know they're down with the hip hop community. You know what I'm saying? Because you had Tony Stark's references to Ghostface in the first Iron Man movie. If they do, let's give MF Doom like just one reference, like even a baby reference. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to MF Doom, but Doom, yeah, man, and make Doom a real dope character, like one of those guys that are actually feared, like because Doom wasn't really.
It's an interesting
feared.
Question. Not in the movies. Not in the movies.
Not really.
No,
like that.
Okay, this is gonna be bad, but what they were doing with Doom in Josh Trank's movie, or starting out was good, but then by the end of the movie it went completely different. Like, I was like, what's happening, bro?
Speaking of that, I remember going to see Fantastic Four, and the first 15 minutes of the movie, I'm like, why is everybody hating on this? Oh, just wait.
Yeah, and then it's like,
because it turns once they come back from going to space or the negative zone or wherever they go. Once they come back, just down. I was
like, what?
Everything before that, I'm like, yo, man, this is kind of cool. Like, I'm not mad at this. What's the big deal? And then
like
down.
But then we got Michael B. Jordan's Killmonger. Like, let's be honest, if we got a sequel to Fantastic Four, we wouldn't have had him as Killmonger.
Word up.
So it all worked out.
Trank. Thank you, Fox, for messing that up so he can come on over to the light.
You said that, not me. You said that. As someone who still needs a job in this industry, you said that, not me.
I said, look. You know what I'm saying? I ain't industry. I'm in the streets. You know what I'm saying? But nah, Josh Trank, no, come on, man. He watched the movie. Like, I ain't saying nothing special.
He said
like,
it himself.
It's not like I'm Miss Cleo on this. He got eyeballs. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm saying something ain't nobody else saying. Like, come on, man. He saw that movie. Fox people saw that movie. That's why he ain't get hired for nothing else. You see him get hired for anything else?
He didn't get hired else because he didn't get hired because he tweeted like, "Oh, I had a better version of this before the studio came out and was like, we're in my movie."
Yeah,
opening weekend. Opening weekend.
Yeah, you're right. He did. He had a lot of fire for Fox, boy. He had a whole lot of fire for Fox.
Yo, he came up for that neck and was just stepped on it. Like,
he was coming after Fox like LeVar Ball came after the Detroit Pistons. Like, it's
oh, that's wrong.
But nah, he was wrong. Happy about that.
But like, we'll see what happens, dude. I think the one thing that I look forward to from like either DC or Marvel is I think DC now understands that they can't be sleeping. And I think Walter gets that. They understand that they can't be sleeping but I'm gonna be honest, this whole multiverse DCEU thing is kind of confusing. Like, even at Marvel, say what you will about Jeff Loeb running Marvel TV, at least they had a plan of keeping one universe across TV.
Who was whose?
It was very clear. Whereas this is going to be an interesting experiment to see what happens with it.
And then DC also did things like canceling Swamp Thing on the first episode.
Don't talk about it.
Then they had a whack season 2 of Titans. And I was hyped. At the end of season 1 of Titans, I was like, word, cool. What we about to do? And then they were like, we're about to sing karaoke for a whole episode. Like, I was like, oh, that's what we're gonna do. But nah, the whole season wasn't whack, but overall, it was underwhelming. I saw like a couple episodes, and then like life happened, and then I fell off, and I never got back on.
Literally life happened. Like, I think like some kids dead in my car or some joint. I forget it. Like I remember being mad. But like regardless of the fact, like I didn't see what everyone was talking about with Titans. I'm crazy to see, kind of curious to see what they do with Red Hood. Because I at least know like what happens in season 2, but I don't know what's gonna happen. But yeah, Swamp Thing, dude, that hurts because Swamp Thing was actually good. Swamp Thing was straight. Like I I dug everything that they did with Swamp Thing. Everything.
They blew it, man. They blew it. Oh, shouts to Eon 001 said they ruined Vixen in CW. Man, they did kind of play her low in that joint. The little animated shorts they did for her were pretty cool, but they in the the live action they did kind of play her low. And the actress is dope, but they didn't really.
Wait, which actress are you talking about? Are you talking about? Are you talking?
Excuse me, sorry.
They got 2.
Not the actress that was on
Originals.
What's the ones that be going through time? That corny show. What is it?
Legends of Tomorrow.
Oh yeah, the Legends of Tomorrow. That version, she was whack. All right, I'm talking about the one.
Damn.
Yeah, she was whack. Like she should not have been cast for that. But the original sister that was cast, that was on one of the episodes of the Flash or something like that. What's her name?
I think her name is Megalyn.
Okay. Oh yeah, it's like Megalyn or something like that.
I can't pronounce her last name, but like yeah, she's good.
She was cool. The Legends of Tomorrow, she was out of here. I ain't trying. I don't want to eat.
Like okay.
When they did that episode where they went to Africa or whatever, I was like, my dude.
Okay. In defense of Legends, Legends is that show. I will say I'm a Legends of Tomorrow stan. Like Legends of Tomorrow is like my favorite CW show. That said, that whole plot line was a little interesting, but I stand Legends of Tomorrow for one reason. One of the episodes that they did last season was that Star Trek episode, and that joint was off the chain. It was straight. Like I was like respecting. Like I gave that joint a standing ovation when I just finished that joint on my phone that night. I was in. But Vixen was okay. I will agree with you there.
They did Vixen
season
wrong.
1 and season 2 of Legend was interesting, but they did do Vixen wrong. But like everything since then has been kind of straight. Like I would be like, yeah, it was straight.
Armand said I was like, this ain't the way.
Wow.
Like this ain't it. Like I'm just let y'all know this ain't it.
This ain't it. Should be like, yeah, it's like, I mean, but like Legends was rough starting out. I think everyone knows that. I think even CW knows it. But like they got to a point that I was just like, it was fun, man, and like I still have fun with it. It's like
I'll give Legends this. Like Legends was like, look, we're stupid, so we're just gonna be stupid and just deal with it. I will give them that. But when you admit that you're a stupid show, then don't go to Africa. Just don't go to Africa. Don't never go there.
But that was early on.
Stay in Europe and do your European things. Don't be coming to Africa. Don't try to give Vixen a story.
I will admit, Eon just made a good point. Time travel comedy show with no Booster Gold. Yes, if they had Booster Gold and Legends of Tomorrow, that would be better. Like Legends of Tomorrow with Booster Gold, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, if they had Booster Gold, that might have ratcheted it up a little bit better.
And you know who should play him? Michael Rosenbaum.
You know what? I think that could work.
Think about it.
I think that could work.
Think about it.
I think that could work.
As the Flash, as Justice League Flash. Like, let's be honest. Michael Rosenbaum is like, I would be like, yeah. The dude in Smallville that played him, I was like, that's not Booster. Like, I was like, that's not Booster. But like, if you brought Michael Rosenbaum up as dude, I'm laughing thinking about it, dude. Like, that would be hilarious.
Because like and he'd have a lot of fun with that role too.
He would.
I think he'd have a lot of fun with that role.
That would be so hilarious. Like, I would love my dream movie from like a Booster Gold movie would be like a Booster Gold movie written by James Gunn. Because I think you could do a lot. I think you do a lot with that.
Word up, word up.
But like that would be hilarious.
So with that said, guys, we have exercised and exhausted all the demons. At least we made the attempt. So we're gonna give a shout out to the chat before we get out of here. Armand New Age, Eon 001. We have Fatima, Marquise Collins, Tyler Bennett, first name, last name. We had Kid at Heart early. See who else we had. If I miss you, Fatima. If I miss you, Jamal Lee came through. Did we have Fillmore Pockets too? I don't know if Fillmore Pockets came through, but anyway, to all y'all who came through, much love. Shout out to all y'all. You know what I'm saying? If I missed you, it's not on purpose. So don't be like, yo, you missed me, dog. You know what I'm saying? That ain't what happened. So before we get out of here, right over here, you know him. This dude saved my life. All right. I was walking out onto the street. It was gonna be like Final Destination. He pulled me back.
You lying? Why you lying? You stop lying. You see?
I said, my man.
The lies are salty.
Gotta watch out the lies.
Yup.
Clement Bryant, y'all.
Holy water. Holy water. Hey, at Clement Bryant, Twitter, Instagram. Follow me. We talk nerd joint, fitness, anything you want.
Word up. And of course, NERD, SOUL, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all them places. YouTube is the hub. Thank you for your support. Hit that thumbs up if you like what you're seeing. Hit that thumbs down if you don't. But if you hit that thumbs down, guess what? I'm going to send Brett Ratner to your house. And what's he going to do? He's going to read you all the whack scripts that he directed for X-Men. And you ain't going to be happy. So podcast if you rather listen. NERDSoul up on that joint. And, of course, Spotify for that music. But once again, thank you, guys. Hit that share. Share this with your folks. You know what I'm saying? Your grandma, she want to know about Marvel news. With the fumble? The fumble? We ain't going to talk about the fumble. We ain't talk about the fumble. He likes the fumble, y'all. The fumble, look, for Jackie Ray, Britt Johnson, and Devin, look, y'all, we just gave y'all a shout out. I know. I know it's the fumble. We're going to give them some love. So with that said, guys, hit that share. Helps a lot. And we're going to leave y'all with ARCKATRON.com. Check it out. Yeah. Say Space Bridge. We go to the Space Bridge. And from us to you, we're saying peace. Give them a woo for you. Show them the woo. Show them the power of the woo. Anyway, we out, y'all. Peace.
Peace.
Oh, man.